For this video today, I'm going to show you how to draw a cactus or succulent still life. So I have pencil, eraser, and I have a Sharpie marker for later when I'm ready to outline. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go about halfway up my page and I'm going to draw an ellipse, which is basically just like a long kind of oval shape, which shows what a circle looks like when it's going back into space. Then I'm going to bring a little line down, and then a rounded line to connect both of those. This bottom part should be rounded the same way that this part of the oval is. So your lines don't have to be exact yet because we're going to be going over with Sharpie in a little bit, but just kind of doing your best to try to even things out. Okay. Now I'm going to put in the first of my cacti, and that's going to be a long, tall cactus. So I'm just going to start right over here, go up, arch at the top, and come back down. The bottom part, we want it to look like it's actually in the dirt, so I'm going to kind of make a rounded shape again at the bottom there. Then I can go ahead and erase the little part of the pot that we see behind it. Okay. Now I'm going to sit another one next to it, and this one's going to be kind of a stacked cactus. So I'm going to start kind of like this oval shape. You can see that it's kind of overlapping this other cactus as well, and end that with a curve shape. So you can tell that this cactus is going to be in front of this one because it's overlapping it, but also because it's a little bit lower in the container. So now I'm going to go back and erase this and add the top parts because I said this would be a stacked cactus. So I'm just going to draw a circle, and then take out those pieces. Next to it, I think I'm just going to do kind of like a little plant, and I'm going to have this one look like it's kind of behind because it's also further up on the page. You can see that this one starts lower, so it would actually be further back in the container. And lastly, I'm going to put kind of like an aloe vera type of plant, and to begin that, I'm just going to start with a long kind of like raindrop shape that goes up. And I want it to look like there's some that are kind of tucked behind that. And you could add more if you wanted to. It's kind of up to you how you really want it to look. I think maybe do kind of like one more kind of hiding over here. Okay, so once you have the basic form, then we're going to want to start adding some pattern and some texture. So I'm going to start going into these cactuses, and with this long one, I'm going to add some additional lines that come down, starting from the top center point because we want it to look like it's kind of growing out of the top part. I'm going to add some rounded lines to this as well, and to the bottom part right here. And aloe plants kind of have this little speckled look, so I'm just going to add some little specks. Okay, so now we have the line work on it, but we want to draw the actual spines of the cactus. So there's 3 different techniques that I'm going to show you. But this first one, I'm going to start by just making kind of like this V shape that goes all along these lines. Almost kind of feels like check marks. And for the next one, I'm going to do little X's. So that's just going to be little X's. And if you kind of miss them, they're not exactly like perfect. You can see that these ones are kind of a little bit more off. That's fine too, because we're just trying to give it texture. We're not trying to write the alphabet. Okay. This next one, I'm just going to do little lines that are just going to kind of poke out. Now, I want to make this bottom part look a little bit more realistic, like these plants are actually sitting inside this container. So I'm going to add kind of like a little lip to my container that goes back a little bit further. Okay, because we don't want the dirt to look like it's all the way up right there to the top. So I have that. And then personally, I enjoy adding kind of like these little pebbles. It kind of breaks up the space and then also kind of adds a nice little feature too. Okay. And when you're ready to go into the vase, really we're just going to be doing like bands of pattern. So it's kind of easiest for me to draw my bands if I have it like this, but I'm trying to draw kind of like this rounded line shape again. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to do a couple of bands all the way down. Okay. And just filling that with some patterns. Maybe on the top, I do kind of like this zigzag pattern. Okay. This next one, I'm just going to do some lines, I think. And you can see how I slightly, as they go around the pot, they're kind of starting to lean a little bit more outwards. So you can kind of see the shape of the pot a little bit more. And I'll do some zigzags again. Okay. So once you have your basic pencil drawing, then you're just going to outline everything in a Sharpie marker. All right. And when you are done outlining with the Sharpie, you are ready to start coloring with your oil pastel.